like the speed of sound. We can keep on the ground.
What's good, YouTube? Easy now 1337 aka Snow back again with another Black Ops 2 Emblem, and today we have Surprised Patrick. This is requested by a friend of mine called Mags Reloaded. Great gamer, great person. Go and check out her channel in the video description. And yeah, I was going to do 2 emblems today, but when I made this yesterday I wanted it to go up on its own because it's just badass. I wanted to get as many views as possible. So only this one emblem today. And then for the rest of the week I'm going to try and upload more than one emblem, or at least more than one video. So let's get into it anyway. Firstly, you want to go in and grab something that I can't remember. It's a funny shape. I've already forgot how to make it. Hold on, give me a second. Let me just scroll through all the stuff. Okay, yeah. This one here in the bottom corner, the podium. Grab that. Make it a green. I haven't got the exact perfect colours for Patrick's skin and legs and stuff. Not legs, shorts. So this is just the best I can do. What you want to do is rotate it around, make it smaller. Skew it down and to the right until it's in like about this position here. And it's totally up to you the way you make this. This is just general guidelines. Next, go in and grab a Clover Leaf thing, which is not on this page, is it? No, it's on the ranks page, what I'm talking about. There we go. Change it to a purple. I'm just going to go with this dark purple. Make it smaller. Skew it down and to the right and just place it here. It doesn't have to be perfect as long as it's just there. And it's, you know, just there. This is just part of the decoration on his shorts. Next, go in and grab a curved line. Make that black. Spin it around. And then skew it down and to the right. And you just want this to be above the purple line, and it's like the belt of your shorts. Duplicate that layer, change it to the same colour green, make it a tiny bit smaller, doesn't have to be majorly small. Bring the black layer above and then outline it like so. Outline it by pressing start while you select it into it, and that is the basic shorts. You can move it around and stuff if you like, so it's not too blatant and big. So just move it around, mess around with it, get it to something that you like. There we go. We'll leave it like that for now, get back to it and change it later. Next, go in and grab a half circle. Now I just used the colour that's already here, because making a custom colour would just be a waste of time. If you want to do that, figure out the colour and then just change the skin colour. Grab it and make it smaller and just place it across here by skewing it up and to the left. And you want it connecting to the top of the belt. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just for now, just leave it there. Bring it down below pretty much everything. Actually no, not everything, because then the purple thing sticks out above the belt. So place the skin about there for now. Just going to move these up a little bit. Duplicate those layers. And we're going to place one about here and the other one on the other side. The one on the other side doesn't have to be as big because it's just like the side of his body. But for now, let's leave it like so. Next, jump in and grab a tongue. Move this below the belt as well. Well, this can actually go below everything. I'm going to change that in a second. So anyway, skin color as well. Now this is a funny shape, funny size. I would go with that angle there and just make it bigger, but then you're going to skew it up and to the left and just keep moving it up and making it slightly bigger until it fits the emblem like so. Now feel free to mess around with it, get it looking perfect. And now you can edit the arms accordingly, don't make them too fat, too obvious. Obviously the arm to the left of the emblem is going to be a bit bigger, a bit thicker, because it's supposedly closer towards you. But now what we need to do is the 2 arms. Let me just mess around with this. Okay, so then move that up here. So the two arms semicircles, move them to the bottom, and the tongue as well. And then take everything else and move them up a couple of layers, like so. That leaves me 3 layers. So then all we're going to do is duplicate these 3 layers and change them to a nice brown colour. I'm going to go with, I think I went with this brown. Move that to the bottom layer and just make it a bit bigger. This is just going to be like the outline of Patrick. I'm just going to make that arm a bit bigger, make that one a bit smaller. So then duplicate the arms as well. Oh, something's gone wrong here. There we go, split that back around. Okay, so this arm, make it brown, the same brown as the outline. Move it below everything as well, and then make it a bit bigger. Exactly the same as you've done with the body. And then the other arm as well. Make it brown. Move it down below everything, and then make it bigger. And there we go, that's Patrick and his outline done. But now you just need to add the little details of his arms and stuff. So go in and grab a curved line. Make it the same colour brown. Make it smaller, rotate it. And then we're just going to skew it down and to the right. And we're going to move it like so. As you can see right now, why I said to make it your own, because now I've messed this up and I'm going to just have to move it down a bit, like so, and change the body a bit. And there we go, just so that the arm can't be seen. So the line goes out of the emblem screen where the curve of his hand would be, but we're not putting that into the emblem. So if the green trousers are there, it's going to look weird. So make sure the arm goes out of the emblem. And I'm just going to make that a bit thinner actually by skewing it up and to the right. And for now we'll leave it like so. Duplicate that layer. We're going to rotate it all the way around, and we're going to place it on this side. And on this side you can cover most of his arm, because his arm would be like behind his back or down by his side, so it pretty much isn't seen. And then duplicate that again, make it smaller, but this time we're going to skew it up and to the left until we're back into like a normal curve. And we're just going to place it about here for like his fat flap, so to speak. And right now we're built, like you can see, it's starting to form, starting to build. Just going to move that down a bit. Nice, looking pretty good at the moment. Now the next part isn't too difficult, but it can be a bit fiddly getting the perception of the eyes right. So grab a circle, make it black, make it smaller. Now I just went for an eye size about this. Duplicate it, make it white, make it a bit smaller so there's a black outline. And then do the same again, but make this one really small so it's the centre of his eye, the pupil. Off centre it just to the right a little bit. So now I'm just going to make the eye a bit smaller. And there you go, that's one eye done. So to not lose any size or shape difference, duplicate that layer. Move it across to the left so the eyes are like crossing each other. And place it about there. Duplicate it, make it white, and make it smaller. If you open a picture of Surprise Patrick, this will make sense. You'll be able to see the eyes. And then do the same thing and make the pupil as well. While we have a pupil there, while we have that circle there as a pupil ready, duplicate it, move it down, make it a bit bigger, but then skew it to the right so it stretches out into like a semicircle, and place that about here like so. Go in and grab a curved line and make that black, make that smaller, skew it down and to the right to make it thinner, and just place it just underneath the belly button like so. And now we've got to work on the mouth, which is pretty easy to be honest. Grab a semicircle, make it black, and it's up to you now to fit this perfectly. Skew it down and to the right to make it more of like a surprise mouth, so you can also make it bigger and wider, and it's just trial and error until you get something you want. So right now, as you can see, the mouth is starting to go down towards on top of the stomach, and just below where his shoulders are, if you look at where his arms meet his body, and that's about the place you want it. But now the eyes look too big, so you have to sort of put the mouth in to be able to judge the eyes. So then make the eyes a bit smaller, move them up a tiny bit, like so. I'd recommend duplicating it again, but because I've got experience, I know I can make them pretty much the same size. And it's just trial and error until you get everything the way you want it to look. His right eye looks a bit lazy. There we go. Okay, so now we're on the mouth again. This time, duplicate that layer, rotate it around, and we're going to make it smaller, like so, until we're about here. And then we're going to skew it up and to the left, and you're going to make this really thin, and just connect it to the bottom of his mouth. This just rounds his mouth off nicely in the nice shocked face pose. And actually, I'm just going to make that a bit, skew it down and to the right, just make it a bit taller, and then just make that smaller and connect it again. Now duplicate those two layers and make it a brown colour. I went with, I think it was that brown maybe. Yeah, so then move that up, make it a bit smaller so there's a nice black outline, and do the same with the other one. Make it smaller. And there we go. That might be the right colour, wrong colour brown actually. We'll sort it out in a second. Let me just build the rest of the mouth. Okay, so now we've got not a lot of layers left. While we're here and we're in position, duplicate this layer, the curved line, move it up and just have it just below his chin area. Really not happy with the colour of his mouth. I'll sort it in a second though. So go in and grab a semicircle, the half circle, make it a red colour. Doesn't have to be perfect, it's just for decoration in his mouth. Skew it up and to the left to make it wider, and you want two of these, one next to each other, but you want the one on the right to be thinner, so skew it down and to the right, and just make sure it just fills the mouth out like so. Then go in and grab a circle. No, it's not a circle. Make it black, make it smaller, and just place it just behind the tongue and off-centered to the left. Move it below the tongue as well, so we're in this position. Duplicate that layer, change it to the same colour brown as the background, make it smaller and skew it up and to the left to give him like a tonsil. And I think that's everything now. I'm just going to change the colour of the mouth to this dark brown for a second. Yeah, I think that's the brown I used originally. I can't really remember. But there we go. That is Patrick done. There's one layer left. If you I don't know if you want to add some more to his trousers, just do what you please. But that is Surprised Patrick. I hope you enjoyed that. Please mess around with it until you get it absolutely perfect. I've obviously just rushed it for tutorial purposes. But you have all the things you need to put in and position and everything. One of my funniest emblems I made. I actually really love this emblem. But that's me done for today though, guys. More emblems in the week. Peace out. Take care.